I hope you enjoy the good food and the camaraderie. And Bruce is taking all sorts of pictures, so be happy.
Keep smiling.
Keep smiling. And Jack already, we have two of our favorite waiters at Public House in Morgan and Stretch, as you've already met. So I'm sure they'll give us good service if they don't complain.
So you'll know each other a little better. May I reminisce a little bit?
Sure, please.
Now, Alan, I know that, you know, when you get older, you have to make notes. But you don't have to do that.
Not Alan. Alan's got a memory.
Okay, I'm trying to get it chronologically. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Who I knew the longest? And I'm going to refer to my notes if you don't mind. Paul Thomas and I have been on the longest run. We met when he was 11 years old.
Oh my God.
His father was minister of the Church of Christ, Central Church of Christ.
Really?
Then comes along Jenny. She was married to another good friend, Jack Anderson, who died. And a bit of history. I was at my desk preparing to go to Jack's funeral, and we got word that President Kennedy had been killed.
Oh, wow.
Is that right? Yeah. Then on September 17th, 1964, Jenny and Paul married in our home on Crestway Drive. Remember Crestway Drive, David?
Oh, yes. Right. Wow.
Paul, do you remember having trouble with the convertible that night, that morning or something?
I remember the hood was stuck.
Because you drove to Mexico?
That wasn't the big problem, though. The big problem occurred down in Mexico.
That's what I thought.
I worked on it most of the way through Mexico.
That's a memorable trip.
I remember that little car parked in front, and here's his wedding morning, and he goes, and incidentally, his father performed the ceremony. Then comes Mike and Mary Adams. Mike lived with us, as some of this repetition, in his senior year in high school. I remember going to Lipscomb in their freshman year, and I met Mary Lynn for the first time, I think. And maybe you've heard this story. But I visited the English class with them. And she nudged me and said, wouldn't we make pretty babies? And I said, yes, and I did. Sorry, Michael is in London. Sorry, Mike is in London. But the best is history. It's a family too long to narrate. I do recall taking Mike. I was given some complimentary tickets. I think Charlie Pierman went with me. I'm not sure. But I took Mike to a UT football game with Georgia in Athens. That was in the 1966. Never thinking he would be president of that university. I'm sure it's the farthest thing from either of mine. Then there comes Hubert. Hubert comes into being. It's a long old story about Hubert and Jean. They reluctantly allowed Michael to live with us. Well, that's been like another wing of our family. We have shared birthdays, holidays, weddings, funerals, football games, happy and sad times, you name it. Thank you, Hubert. And then Alan and Jean Cates came into our family. 1968, I am told. I had forgotten. My memory fails me. At church, where we were members, someone, and I don't remember who this character was, thought you were Alan's mother. You remember that story, Alan?
Billy Ringo. Visiting minister. He was my 5th grade teacher.
Well, we took trips with Jean and Alan to Gulfport, New Orleans, Ohio, you name it. That's when I led Jean astray. She had her first adult beverage.
Oh, still at it. Then she right along, huh?
Lived happily ever after.
Then Alexis came to our lives. 1959, if I serve it correctly. In Mary's English class, our friendships continued through the years. We visited him and his family in New Hampshire, now of all places, Bryant, Alabama, where he built a home for a friend on Chappaquiddick. We've been there. And also he and David Bruce took Mary to Nashville to receive that honor in April, the day before I had my gallbladder surgery. I couldn't go. Now to David and Bruce. What a long story. David called on me at Mueller Company in 1967 to 69. He returned to Massachusetts, your home state, didn't like the cold weather, moved to Orlando. He met Bruce on July 20th, 1972, 39 years ago. They established a business, real estate, what have you, did very well. Now they're residents of Signal Mountain and Orlando.
And I have to add this little point. David, of course, I was still really remembering how wonderful New England was in Boston in those days. And so Jack came home one day from work and said, oh, I've got somebody you'll really like in New England. I said, oh, good. So that was my connection, really liking David because he was from New England, and I just longed for some touch of New England, and I had transferred to the East Side.
And David had black curly hair at that time.
Black curly hair.
But, can I put? Subsequently, Mary did a summer thing at Middlebury. And Jack and Mary came to my parents' home, Worcester, Mass, and spent an afternoon there in the backyard.
Spent the night.
We spent the night, okay. So, it's been a very long and very close relationship.
I've enjoyed some cruises with David, and we both like sand in our toes. Since Mary doesn't like the sand, you got to find out where we're going again.
Well,
okay,
I'm ready.
You have to check with Mary. He's my chauffeur and friend. There's Jim and Mary Davis. Our paths crossed many occasions through the years: churches, weddings, funerals. A lot of wonderful times. Jim was also my internist for several years before leaving Lakeside Clinic. Our years overlapped at Central Church of Christ. Like family. Pam and Steve. I'm giving this chronologically, as you see. More recent than the folks in our life's voyage. They may be more recent, but they seem like you've been selected forever. Thank you. Ben.
I know that. It's okay. It's okay. Just stand.
Is that because I'm last? Is that it?
Running out of steam. You always hate that.
Miss Scott.
You're not the first person I've caused tears in their eyes. That's for sure.
But you know,
My mother was the first one.
when you were born. But anyway, Scott's been a great addition to our life in recent years. And he's been teaching at Sada Daisy for 13 years.
Wow.
And UTC, English teacher. And he's going to preach at our church tomorrow.
Are all your
right.
friends coming in tomorrow?
Thank you.
I don't know. I posted it on Facebook. We'll see if I go viral.
So welcome aboard, family.
Thank you, Jack.
And it's wonderful because we do share the love, and that's what's important, and that's what our country needs. Is a little bit more love. But thank you, Mary. You've done a
It's
wonderful
been
job.
wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.